Hello and welcome to the latest in my series of In Conversation pieces. I'm joined today by a good friend of mine, Jim Hall. Jim, you've been involved with Browning UK and also fishing at a very high level in the Yorkshire area for as long as I've been alive, or certainly as long as I can remember, I think, which is making you sound really old.
Fair well.
And you're not that old, to be fair. You're not that much older than me. But just tell us, first of all, about your angling journey, how it all started for you.
Right, I had a bit of a strange start to it because, like a lot of other people, their old man was into fishing, man wasn't.
Yeah.
So it started with me buying a little yellow fishing rod.
Yeah.
It was a 5-foot rod, and I thought it was the bee's knees. It was absolutely brilliant. But that passion right from the start was there. I went with my mate, Wardy. He was, like say, was all through our sort of school days. Probably, I started probably about 8-year-old. All through our school days, we went and we fished all the time. Do you know? And as we sort of got into it, we started upgrading our gear, getting more involved with it and things like that. And the match fishing side of things started really probably about 12. When I was about 12-year-old, and got involved with Hull District Juniors. Brilliant coach, Pete Wadsworth, at the time captain of Barnsley. Brilliant angler. There was another guy called Eddie Waits who was heavily involved, and Tommy Bockin, all really good anglers in the day, and probably still really good anglers now. But they taught us how to scratch. Do you know, we was fishing a place called Rush Livers, which was really difficult.
I think we did a feature there once, didn't we?
We did, yeah, but a lot better then, a lot better. But in them early days, it was really difficult. You were struggling to catch these little fish and stuff like that. But they taught us how to do it, which became massive benefit when we started fishing on sort of regional and national levels. Do you know, so we knew how to scratch for bites, using our Bay Pale online and 22 and 24 hooks and stuff like that. So that's why probably now I like winter better. Yeah. Because it sort of that scratching for bites is you're going back to your roots really. So
absolutely. I mean, your results do stand out in winter. Well, stand out quite a lot in the summer as well, but in the winter they certainly do. You won the Lindome Winter League. Just talk us through that.
I had a good year, a really good year. To be fair, I drew my socks off as well.
You need to in winter, don't you?
You do, definitely. So I started off the Winter League. I had 2 thirds in my first 2 matches, and then I won my section in the match in the 3rd round, I believe. And then I believe I was second. I had a second in the match after that, and then I won my section in the next 3, and I won the match 3 times on the bounce.
Oh, that's all right, isn't it?
It was brilliant. You know, I had some really good weights. But sort of towards the end of the league, I actually won the league with 7 section wins, which counted, and I dropped to second.
That's fantastic.
So really good thing. But most of that thing was caught maggots. Maggots did me the absolute biz that year, because the year before it had all been pellets. I'd been second the year before, and it had all been pellets, and it totally switched to maggots this year. But I was on it quite quick, and happy days.
Did the damage. Brilliant. Yeah. So I mean, winning that league, I mean the likes of Alan Scawthorne, Lee Kerry. I seem to remember that year you won it was particularly prestigious. Tell me about some other achievements in match fishing, because I know obviously most people fish the open circuit, but you're a little bit different in that your career as a fireman means you can't always fish when other people fish, and although it does open up opportunities, I'm sure, with fire service matches, etc., it must also be a little bit limiting.
That's another one. We're very fortunate in the shift we work, because I work like 24 hours on, 24 off, 24 on, 5 days off. So I probably get a lot more time off than most.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I've still got to go to work. I've got to pay my bills and stuff. But we are as part of the fire service, we are very fortunate because we have a section within the fire service. We fish like matches all over the country, our national matches. We fish like regional matches with other fire services. We also fish like inter-service matches. So we've got a real good sort of variety. On a personal level, I've been quite fortunate because not last year, the year before, I won the Fire Service National at Aldcroft, drew an absolute perler on the first peg on Moat Island.
Yeah.
And near where the little dam wall is, and caught some absolute beasts. Mugged a few at the start. Ended up with about 130, 140 pound, which was absolutely brilliant. And we did well as a team that year as well. We managed as a team to win the national last year. So first time as a team we've actually ever won it. So that was really good. And being part of that fire service, I managed to get picked for the UK team, UK fire service team, and we fished like big nationals all over the country with them, which it used to be like teams of 12, and they reduced it to teams of 6 to try and get more things. But I think, well, fingers crossed, they're going back to this teams of 12 because that used to be really, really competitive and like really, really good. So it just seemed a bit diluted last time we fished the 6s, but that 12s, like that's where the proper passion side of it comes, you know, because you didn't want to let anybody down, and he was really on it.
I remember a long time ago now, I'd only be about probably 16, I suppose. I got a friend in the same junior club as me who his dad was, I think, quite senior in the fire service round here. He took us to a fire service national at Makins, and it just struck me how good the atmosphere was. I mean, there's a lot of anglers there, but it's more of a fun day out than a mega competitive.
Yeah, to be fair, they are really great days. Like a proper social, sort of social days. It's got a little bit probably more competitive now. Yeah, it has, yeah. Because people go for days on end practicing and stuff like that. Probably us included. But it's a chance to get away with the lads and sort of have a few beers on a night and sort of do a bit of fishing and chill out, really.
That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's brilliant, really.
Okay, let's just focus briefly then on your sponsorship in Browning, really, because you've got a very involved role. You sort of help manage the social media side of it. I think one question a lot of people would want to ask you would be, obviously, sponsorship with a big company. It's something that a lot of people would like.
No, definitely.
And you must get countless messages through the Browning Facebook asking about this kind of thing, I imagine. Sponsor me, please, sponsor me.
Now and again, yeah, now and again.
What would you look for? What do you think it is that makes a good sponsored angler from the point of view of somebody who manages social media?
Yeah. I think that you've got to be of the mindset that the company are going to want more out of you than what they give you in that sense.
Absolutely. Because
at the end of the day, they're sponsoring you. They're investing money into you. They're going to want quite a bit back from that. Yeah. And as from a personal point of view, when I first tried to get sponsorship and things like that, I actually helped Browning out with shows and things like that. You know, I went to the Tackle and Guns and then helped out the big one before I was even sponsored. Yeah. Because I knew this is what I was going to have to do to get involved with it. So I did that and sort of met Tom Stringfellow at the time, and he sort of gave me a sort of limited sponsorship, and happy as I wanted to be, you know. So I've actually got myself in there. But over time, things have sort of developed because originally I did a blog and stuff like that, and they'd seen how I'd been doing this and they'd seen how much effort I'd put into it. So they sort of got in touch with me and asked me if I'd be willing to sort of run or look after the social media type for the UK. Wasn't really anything set up at the time. So with the help of the crew in Germany, sort of we got the Facebook page up and running, which is still run today. So if anybody sends messages, it's me who answers it most of the time. So, but yeah, from that, my sponsorship has developed, and as my angling has improved and got to a better level, sort of it's all sort of fell into place really.
Absolutely. I mean, I think you're quite modest when you talk about your own fishing, Jim. I know you're a brilliant angler. I've seen you on many occasions do very, very well, and I think that is an important part of it as well, isn't it? It's all very well being able to talk the talk sort of thing, but I mean, anglers have got to catch fish, haven't they?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've still got that passion every day. I get giddy.
Yeah.
The night before, I probably don't sleep as what I would normally, and knowing that I'm going on a match, and I'm fortunate I fish quite regular.
Yeah.
But I'm still like that, do you know?
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. If you still enjoy the sport, that's
I love
the
it.
biggest part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely love going fishing.
Right. I've got a final question for you. Oh, I've got two, actually. I always end on a contentious one. The first one I want to ask you is not too contentious. What do you want from the future? I mean, one thing I do know about firemen, or most firemen, is they tend to retire fairly early. So it's a good chance you're going to have a good few years enjoying your match fishing full time. What do you want to achieve?
From a personal thing, in sort of the near future, is to make a big final.
Yeah.
You know, that is my main aim really, to carry on winning matches on like the sort of open match circuit but I would love to to make one of the big money finals. Been so close a few times, second, a third, a sixth, and just missing out. But yeah, definitely big money final.
Well, I think there's every chance that's going to happen. Right, and now the final question, the contentious one. And I've got a reputation, Jim, for being a bit devious with these. I always dream up something that makes some people squirm a bit. So, if you're ready.
Right, we'll go for it.
Obviously, looking after Browning UK social media, you'll be well aware of all the anglers that they sponsor. But if you had to choose one of those anglers to catch a fish to save your life, one of the anglers that Browning UK sponsor to save your life, to catch a fish, who would you choose and why?
Adam Richards.
Adam Richards.
Yeah. He's so naturally gifted at sort of the variety of fishing. Do you know, you could put him on any venue, catch fish. Spot on lad, get on really well with him. Yeah, I think it'd be definitely him, definitely.
Well, there you are, Adam. That's one for you. Thank you for watching, folks, and we'll see you on the next In Conversation.